And welcome to another episode of the Football Smack Talk Show. I am your host, Ryan.
And I'm Eric.
Welcome, everybody, to another wonderful Monday night edition of the show. We're here. We're going to talk a little birds tonight. Not a lot going on, obviously, as we are in the throes of the off season and camps
Well, I
haven't
feel like
started.
it's going to be
And
something we say like on a weekly basis.
yeah, usually May. It's
Yeah.
after the draft. You have the post draft kind of hangover. Not a lot going on. You have a quick, rookie camp that
Yeah. And like
done and
we had the
gone.
schedule release and that was cool, but like
Right, exactly, and
now that's kind of mellowed out.
right, exactly. So you kind of are past all that. You're just waiting for the first camp to kind of open up, which should be the end of next week.
Right.
So we still, again, are going to have another week of not a lot going on, unless Howie decides to, Howie it up and
Do Howie things, yeah.
do Howie things. And there obviously are always rumors at this time, especially with
Sure.
the second and third wave free agents. I mean, there's still a lot of really good players out there. I'm not going to lie. So Howie certainly could make a move here. It's not like we.
And honestly, there are a lot of players who you think of, and like, I mean, you heard what Ndamukong Suh said last week,
Yeah.
where basically he was just like, "Look, I just don't want to go to training camp." And
Yeah.
I admire the honesty.
I
Like,
mean, I can't blame him.
yeah,
Especially vets of his age
right,
tend to kind of do that, and especially when they know they're just kind of 1 year rentals to, maybe try to win another championship or help a team kind of get there. So, yeah, Sue certainly is a name to kind of watch out for towards the end of camp. He'd certainly be a welcome addition. Somebody who was here with us last year, and
yeah. I'd love to have him
familiarity.
back at some depth and like kind of be that adult in the room for
Yeah, some of the young
Davis,
guns.
Jalen Carter.
Yeah, exactly. You obviously have Cox there and Graham and
Yeah, well,
a
yeah.
couple others on the line there, but adding more veteran depth to
Sue could be like, "Hey, young guys, don't do what I did when I was young."
yeah, don't be stepping on people's faces. But yeah, so that certainly is something to keep an eye on. I know I heard the Eagles linked to having interest in Leonard Floyd, who
Sure.
is a free agent linebacker. There was another report that came out that said, they fully expect the Eagles to kind of kick the tires on somebody like a Patrick Queen, who
Make a ton
may,
of sense.
may not necessarily be available, but his 5th year option was declined. So again, I'm sure Howie would love to kind of be like, hey, I know you're maybe not looking to trade him, but what would it take, kind of thing. So,
Sure.
and
Yeah, look, that's an interesting thing that some of that groundwork could be being laid right now in Minnesota as they're having the owners' meetings there.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's another opportunity, kind of face to face, to get in front of people and maybe put little nuggets in people's ears, and you never know. So
Yeah,
I
like,
feel like,
hey, I know you may not be looking to trade him,
right. I
but
feel like that's a
if
how. I
you
feel like that's a
were,
Howie way. I feel like Howie just kind
yeah,
of a plant. To use the Sirianni analogy of kind of planting
planting
seeds
seed.
and growing flowers, but yeah, I feel like that's kind of the Howie move, is to kind of be like, hey, like, I like this guy, like, or blah 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 blah, or whatever he does, it obviously seems to work, especially lately. So yeah, so right now, obviously not a lot, but there's
Right.
certainly things to look forward to as camp is coming up. I think when you think of like camp battles, or more or less, not necessarily camp battles, but like more clarity on a position.
Mhm.
I think I'm very interested in kind of the third wide receiver. Obviously, right now it's Quez Watkins, who had a very disappointing year, but again, I think expectations for him last year were probably a little higher, just
Yeah.
given the nature of this team and the offensive capabilities. But hopefully that kind of comes down to earth and that pressure's off of him, and maybe with a couple of the people they brought in, maybe he comes in and says, what? Like, I had a bad year. That doesn't mean that's not mine. So uh,
Yeah, and
that's
you hope he steps up and kind of takes ownership of that spot.
yeah,
And that's what the Eagles wanted him to do last year.
right.
But he did, and in particular, his second half of the season, I'd say he left that door open.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, he did. So yeah, that's certainly something. I know I've talked about it on other shows. I'm
Hmm.
very curious as to kind of how the defense, front four, the rotation, kind of how that's going to shake out necessarily. There's obviously a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of, there's a lot of depth there. Just kind of to see not only who's going to kind of grab those official starting spots, but how the rotation might actually look. And we may not necessarily know that until games, kind of start, but
Right.
hopefully we got a decent idea of how that'll look. And then, last but not least, I think on everybody's mind is what's going to happen at right guard. And
Sure.
is it going to be Cam Jurgens? Is it Tyler Steen, the rookie from Alabama? Is Driscoll, in there? There's certainly a lot of options, I guess. Um, and yeah,
I would assume the Eagles would love for either Driscoll or Steen to step up or really whoever does, but were to step up and take that role. I know they would probably really prefer Jurgens another year, just kind of sitting under the learning tree of Jason Kelsey and just preparing for the center. He can't really do that if he's preparing each week to play at right guard.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of thought process I think that goes
But
into
look,
it.
if that's what he has to do,
Is
that's
right
what he has
is
to
is the
do.
simple fact that Jurgens already sat a year. So do you
Mhm.
really want to have him sit 2 full years? And are you going to put in the rookie, who eventually will be moving and pushing out to right tackle when and whatever, Lane Johnson decides to hang it up? So, there's a lot of in waiting for these two players for sure. I think if Jurgen steps up, takes it, you're getting him out there, you're getting him NFL experience, and you're getting him a little versatility to where potentially the year after pushes back inside for center, and but then again, you still have the question of right guard. Then is it going to be Tyler Steen that plays that a year and then kicks out
And
a
then kicks
year
out the
later?
tackle, and you still have the
Right.
question
So
of
then
right guard.
Steen would have sat a year, played a year at right guard, and then moving over to right tackle. Is that the move? Like, so I'm sure they're taking all of that into consideration.
Sure.
And again, there's a lot to be left up in the air. Like, we're not necessarily saying that this is Jason Kelsey's last year. It does feel very much like it more than any other year as we've been kind of going through this the last couple. But um,
Yeah, I have a question for you. You think if we had won the Super Bowl, do you think Jason Kelsey just hangs it up?
I think that was a very very good possibility.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
kind of do too.
yeah, I mean, again, how could you not think that would be the
If
story?
you're Jason, you got to be thinking, man, it's the storybook ending.
Right. It's
And I
exactly
mean, you
how you
saw
want to
Ben
go out.
Selleck do it a few years ago.
Right. Yeah. Exactly how you want to go out as a professional is to go out
Mhm.
on top and, go out as, the best center in the game. You're going out on top, uh, not only as an individual, but as a
Right, as a
team.
team. Yeah,
Well, what more could you possibly want? Defeated your brother. Like, that's a cool story. Like, all that. Yeah, I truly believe he would have hung it up, but
I
uh,
agree.
obviously he we didn't win, and he's here, and again, I think another year. But who knows? If Kelsey
Yeah,
decides
and like you
to,
said, he hasn't come out and said, "Yeah,
he
guys, this
hasn't
is
said
my
this
final
is my
year."
last year, so
You're right.
don't. Yeah, pardon everybody. Don't mind the Arizona Cardinals cup. I got that when I was out in Arizona.
Well,
Uh,
that's your plug for Philly sports trips. That's it. Yeah,
there you go. I
yeah,
like your thought. I like your thinking.
yeah.
Yes, we were out there with Philly sports trips. It was, ooh, man, it was an amazing time. Man, did they put on a party.
Yeah, I was on there checking out their prices for some of their trips, and I'll tell you,
It's not
the
bad.
it's a bargain. Like I've
In
seen
all
some other
honesty,
ones that are really
yeah, like,
bad.
listen, I got it. Like, it looks daunting sometimes,
Well,
and
sure, but like,
listen, not every, hey, listen, if you got that kind of money, go, then by all means do it. Like, if
yeah,
you know, what I think maybe the cheapest is like 1,200, like whatever. I don't know what the ranges are, but like
mhm,
1,200, 2,000, whatever, depending on how long you're staying and who you're staying with. But
right.
if you got that kind of money, by all means, it is
Well,
worth
yeah,
every freaking penny. Everything is taken care of. You just literally book, and everything's done through them, and it is so easy. It's peace of mind. You're going out there. You're flying out to wherever on a
yeah. All you have to do is
charter
get
flight.
down to the stadium, and they take you by bus, right, to the airport, or is it?
I believe, yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so.
Was that what you did for Arizona?
Well, the Arizona, we didn't fly out with them
Okay.
because our buddy had some miles. But yeah, I believe they just kind of like how they do for the bus trips. You meet at one location, they bus you
Hmm.
to the stadium, and then or to the airport, and then you hop on the private charter flight with all Eagles fans. So you're basically flying to wherever with other Eagles fans, so
That's
you
fantastic.
know the drinks are going to be flowing, the chants are going to be going.
That is
Like, I
absolutely
mean,
fantastic.
I mean, I can't tell you how many videos I've seen of flights, out there, out to wherever where that was the case. Like everybody's having a good time on the flight. And come on, think about how many times you've been on a flight and you've been, you're sitting there, you're like bored out of your mind, or you just want to pass out, or you're watching
Yeah,
some stupid movie like for the umpteenth time. Like this is, you're talking with other Birds fans. Like that's the best
right.
part. Like I love that part of it. I love
Well,
that
and I'll tell you what,
interaction.
I had a similar experience when I flew to London with a bunch of bunch of Eagles fans for the NFL on location. Dad went through the Eagles and found that one and used that one to go to London. And
Yeah,
it was all Eagles fans.
yeah.
It was like, I mean, I can only imagine what this group is like. Because, I
If
mean,
any,
when I tell you the
I know,
NFL, yeah,
yeah, if I know anything about that, it's probably times 10 because
yeah,
even the bus trip down to DC was insanity.
right,
We were there. It was us. What we went down with like 8 other people. Edge of
right,
Philly, of course, our boys. Edge of Philly was there. Big Al and then Joey, and yeah, we had like food. We had like they had these little boxes of food, like a little sandwich, and
yeah.
like whatever. All what were they like? Was it cookies or I
Oh,
forget what
what was
the
that? Yeah,
snack
I don't remember
was.
now. It was
It
something
was
really
like
good
it
though.
was. I just remember it being like insanely good that we were all like, we want more, we want more.
Yeah, well,
Um,
we had it, and at first everyone's looking at it like, "What the hell is this?" And then we ate it. They're like, "Okay, how can we make the rest of our life about
right,
this?"
yeah. Beers were flowing when
Yeah,
you're just passing beers back, throughout the bus. But yeah, I can only imagine that's kind of the same thing with the flight. But you're together with all Eagles fans.
right.
It's so easy. They literally set you up. They have events set up. They have like a welcoming happy hour. They have, you know, they have any kind of information you would want to be like, hey, we're looking to do this or whatever. There's a lot of off times so you can go exploring the
Right,
city.
right.
But anyway, and then the tailgate is, uh, they literally find like just the best food in the area, and they have it catered, and it's all like nice local flair. It's just so premium stuff. And then, yeah, Arizona, we were out there. It was super. It was early, so we did like this nice breakfast, this like
Oh,
buffet
nice.
breakfast. We had mimosas, Bloody Marys. Obviously, I was drinking
Obviously, what I was
Bloodies.
moving for.
Oh my god, I had like a bunch of those.
Man, haven't you not had one of our famous from my tailgate, the Bubba's Bloody Marys? He makes some insane Bloody Marys.
Are they? Oh, well,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. First game, I'll have
Okay,
to give
I
you
mean,
one.
I'm down. I love,
All right.
me. I love a good bloody. So
Although our first game is again another freaking night game.
another night game. Yeah. So well,
Well, all right, first 1 o'clock game.
uh, well, we only have.
Well, okay, first non 8 o'clock
Yeah,
game.
there you go. But yeah. So anyway, yeah. Long story short, highly recommend it. And again, it's something you can kind of pay over time, which is great, especially if you're getting in it early and you say you're not going to a game till like October, November. Like you have time to get the payments in. You only need like I think it's like $300 or $400 deposit right away
Right.
for these things, and you're in and you're secure. But yeah, it's everything's taken care of. Like I've done it where we've figured it out along the way.
Mhm.
Flight and hotel and all that. And yeah, listen, I'm sure you could save a buck, but it was such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, but like you
Such
said,
a
the
pain in the ass.
the peace of mind of being
But,
able
well,
to
yeah,
just
the peace of mind. You click it and you're done.
yeah.
Right? Like I literally it was such a pain in the ass to coordinate all of it. And they do all that
Mhm.
work for you. The Vince and the guys that like I'm telling you, they're geniuses at organizing all of this stuff. So highly recommend Philly sports trips for sure. How did we get to talking on Philly sports trips?
Well,
Oh
your
yeah,
Arizona
Arizona.
Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously I had to buy a cup while I was there.
Well, yeah.
Um, or like a souvenir or whatever. But anyway, what were we talking about before my cup?
Um.
Training camp? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Training camp.
Yeah. So yeah.
Like you said, hello.
Yeah. Hello. Man, it was shocking that we go off on these weird tangents and
I know.
we don't remember how we get there. Anybody who's ever watched about 3 seconds of our show knows that
It's like, wait, how did they end up talking
I know.
about that?
Yeah. So, well, again, this is the perfect time because it's the off
Right.
season. Again, there's not a lot going on. It's there are a couple of points in the off season, right after elimination,
Sure.
whenever that is, or after the season, even if you win. There's that, full February, full March, and honestly, and up until like mid March, basically until free agent starts, that you
Right.
don't have a lot going on. And then, free agency's fast and furious for a week, and then that dies down. And then you're sitting there waiting for,
Waiting for the draft.
a month later for the draft. So
Yeah.
yeah, and now we're, post draft, we killed it. We're very excited about to see all these guys, and
Yeah.
now we're sitting here waiting for some, for camps to start, and we still got like a week and a half on that, and yeah, it's and not a lot happens generally in the first little bit anyway too. So we're really not going to be getting much here up until real training camp starts.
Yeah. I mean, and so
When's that start? Like mid June,
training camp mid July.
or that's what I meant. Sorry,
Yeah.
mid July.
Yeah, mid to late July. I think.
Yeah. So right. So we have a couple of little mini camps, volunteer camps sprinkled in, but you don't really get much. You can't really glean.
Yeah, I mean, I know in June there's a mandatory camp, and that's always a big deal. And
Yeah,
then
but it's only a big deal because we've had nothing up to that point.
yeah, I was
And
gonna say it's a big deal to us.
we're just
because-
starving for any kind of action, and we're waiting for Twitter updates from the local reporters who are down there who might have, shot a 20-second video of somebody catching a ball, and we're like, "Oh my God, Devontae Smith, he's the greatest receiver ever!" Like,
yeah,
got it. Like, just because we're so starved for it, but like, let's be honest, it really doesn't mean much.
and I always get a kick out of those like training camp numbers and like the guys who are reporting and stuff. Wow, Jalen Hurts was 18 of 16 today. I don't know how that's possible.
Jalen Hurts went 21 for 12 somehow, and he
It's
threw
just
the
like
ball,
what?
104 yards in the air to AJ Brown, who jumped up 20 feet in the air to catch it over 17 defenders.
It's like,
Yeah,
wait, none of that sounds right.
wait a
But
minute.
no, we eat it up because it's
Uh,
just like, yeah,
right,
that's
right.
awesome.
Absolutely, because that's we are so desperate for Eagles
Yeah.
content at that point. It's you'll take anything. So I get it. So we just got to go another couple weeks. We'll get a little taste. We'll get a little sample. Get a little sample. Then we get starved out a little bit. Then we get another sample. We get starved out a little bit, and then maybe we get a little appetizer. Maybe salad for the training camp.
Right.
And then, by early August, we'll maybe
Yeah, then
they'll
we get our
start coming out
mozzarella
with the
sticks with
yeah,
with
yeah
the
they'll coming out
preseason.
yeah they'll come out with the main course there, and we'll finally be able to get a little something there in early August for that.
Oh, that is like that first preseason game, and I always joke around about how I am when I watch the Hall of Fame game. Like I get so dialed in.
Oh my God! Okay, that might be the funniest thing ever. Because the
Yeah.
Hall of Fame game is always the first preseason
Yes.
game. It's the first real actual football game
Yes.
of the off season, of the preseason, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't tell you how many people I know that are so excited about that game.
Yes.
And then after 6 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm good. That was fun.
Yeah.
I'm over
I
it.
always say there's always a point in time when it's like the fourth punt and it's still 9 minutes to go in the first quarter, and I'm watching the game and I just say to myself, why am I subjecting
Yeah,
myself
why did
to
I do
this?
this? Why did I get so excited for this? Because you literally got to see like 2 drives of
Right.
starters, and then they get pulled, and then you're like,
And
this
in
game
the
sucks.
Hall of Fame game, half the time the starters don't play at
Well,
all.
I was gonna say nowadays, yeah. Nowadays starters don't even freaking play. So yeah,
Well, in any
funny. It's
preseason
just
games,
funny. It's just funny how much we as like football fans
yeah.
just like need something and just eat up any little
Oh, yeah.
morsel that is given to us, and then we take it in, and then we're just like, okay, move next
Yeah.
thing. Next thing, we're ready.
Well, look, if
Ready for
next week the Eagles announce something where it's like, "Hey, we're gonna have the Kelly Green throwbacks that they're gonna wear."
Oh, I mean that's geez.
Yeah, next
That's like
week.
that's another thing of like talk about like eating up.
Oh yeah, like you and I both know we're going to be getting a new Kelly Green jersey from somebody on this route. Whether it be Jalen, AJ Brown, Dallas Goddard, like Devontae Smith, whoever.
Well,
We're
I think
going to be
people.
getting it.
I'm not gonna lie. I am that person
Yeah.
that has the Fanatics website up on
Mhm.
my computer at work
Mm-hmm.
at all times. Like I have a laptop.
It's always got a tab open.
Take it to and from, whether I'm in the office or I'm at home.
Mhm.
Always have Chrome up. Always have Fanatics on one of the tabs.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I absolutely refresh it every day, because not only just for waiting for when they're gonna officially release the Kelly Green jerseys, because
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's just gonna happen, and we're not gonna get any announcement, and it's just
No, it'll just be all of a sudden we'll all get emails about it. And
yeah, exactly. We'll get the update or something from fanatics.com or whatever. Something will happen. It'll just happen one day. Be like, hey, now live on Fanatics. Like, get your Kelly
Right.
Green jerseys. So I'm always on top of that. But I'm always obviously looking for the next greatest thing, which is now another Mitchell and Ness. I feel like they know they can just have my money. They put out another Eagles Kelly Green awesome looking pair of shorts. I probably have like 15 pair of Eagles shorts. and
Yeah.
I buy them every
Look,
time.
I'm currently wearing a pair of Eagle shorts.
But
I've got 3 more in my
yeah,
drawer.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm nuts. I
Hmm.
like I said, I literally I think have like 15 or 16 shorts of just Eagles.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
No.
That's a little insanity.
Yeah, that's
I'm that
excessive.
I'm that nuts. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, I'm also the guy that has 75 Eagles jerseys. I have literally a drawer dedicated just to my Eagles T-shirts because I have so many of them.
Yeah.
I have a closet not only filled with my Eagles jerseys, but also all of my Eagles like sweatshirts and hoodies and tracksuit jackets, and
Hmm.
I'm nuts. I'm nuts about this team, and I'm an
Oh yeah.
idiot, and I waste so much money buying shit, and I love it, and I need to stop, but I can't because I have a problem. And
Well, and the thing is, it's like my wife will be the first one to tell you that I need to stop,
yeah,
and I'll be the first one to tell you I don't want to.
yeah, I don't really want to either. Um, obviously,
Yeah.
behind me, this is just a mere glimpse of my basement, which is
I've
loaded.
been in your basement. It's something.
Right. So there's, I don't think anybody can say that I'm not dedicated or love this team.
Well, I mean, they could say it. They'd
Oh,
be
you could
telling a
say it.
lie.
You could
Yeah.
say it.
I mean, I wouldn't say it,
Yeah, you
but
better not say
you know I wouldn't say
it.
that.
But,
Like, I'm just saying, whoever would say it, they'd be full of shit.
well,
Like,
they obviously don't know me. Anyway, where were we on?
I think we were just talking about how there's nothing going on.
Oh yeah, that's right. I feel like those times where there's nothing going on is definitely when we fly
Yeah,
off.
this is when we'll ramble for an hour and a half about
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah. I mean, listen, if anybody's out there watching, like, geez, like, help us get on track. Talk about something. Like,
Yeah,
ask a
seriously,
question.
steer the ship here,
Hear the
guys. We
ship.
need you.
Come on, people. We need your help.
Well,
Ask
you can
a
kind of
question.
tell. Like, I mean, we have some fans out there watching right now, and we appreciate you. But like, nobody's chiming in. There's just not much going on right now.
Yeah, but we're
And
we're still here. We're still talking
oh
birds.
yeah.
So speaking of, right now, if I could tell you that Howie can make one move
Hmm.
for the rest of the offseason, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a specific player, but more
Right.
of a specific position, I guess. What would you say you would like Howie to focus, or to make that one move? Where would that be for you?
I think I'm gonna make you really happy right now, and I'm gonna say linebacker.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
And I feel like I'm being nitpicky when I even say it, but it's like, maybe I could say another safety, but I feel like we'll be okay there.
I feel like we'll be okay there. And I,
Linebacker's the only area where I really have any, like, I wouldn't even
I
say concern, just a pause.
yeah, listen, we brought in a couple of guys. We
Hmm.
lost a couple of guys, obviously. We brought in Morrow. You obviously have Dean coming into his second year, and when if you want to call Raddick a linebacker, whatever. I really
I
kind of,
don't. He's a
yeah,
pass rusher.
he's an edge pass rusher.
Yeah.
Nolan Smith, I feel like sometimes people are calling him a linebacker. He's an edge pass
Right.
rusher. I'm just talking about dedicated linebackers. And listen, we don't have a lot there. We have a lot of potential.
Dude,
It's
just
just
imagine. I'm just asking you to envision right now. It's 3rd and 11, and the Eagles send out the defensive line of Brandon Graham, uh, Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, and oh god, and Josh Sweat, and then their two linebackers that they have on the field are Reddick and Nolan Smith. Who are you blocking?
yeah. I mean, the simple fact that you could have even said Carter instead of like Cox, or you could have, the fact
Right?
that
Yeah,
you could have
sure.
you could have said, a couple of different variations of that, and you're literally talking about six players that could just hone
You
in.
only have 5 offensive linemen.
Yeah, well,
I
obviously
mean, obviously you got to bring a tight end
you're
in,
gonna have
but
to
that
have
means
a
the
tight
tight
end.
end's going 1-on-1 with Hassan Reddick.
Yeah,
Good
so
luck.
yeah, well, we all saw how well that worked out in a few games, especially San Francisco.
Yeah, Brock
Uh,
Purdy's still
so you,
healing that
so you,
elbow from that.
yeah, they say he may not even play this year.
Yeah, and
I
I
feel
love
like,
that ESPN tried to say, "Oh well, like so the NFL rules committee is now
oh
approving
yeah,
the rule with the having the third quarterback that doesn't count against your roster spot, and they want to call it the Brock Purdy rule." I'm like, no, 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 no,
no,
no.
you call it the
That is the
Hassan Reddick.
Hassan Reddick rule.
Call that the Hassan Reddick rule. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're basically saying you will have dressed 46 players like you normally will, but you
right.
will have the ability to dress a 47, which is a dedicated third quarterback.
Just in case Hassan Reddick
Just in
commits
case Hassan
murder
Reddick,
on your quarterback.
destroyer of worlds,
Yes.
comes around the edge and destroys your life.
Yeah, I mean, in case Hassan Reddick goes freaking serial killer on you.
Right, right. And when you shift the whole line to the right to cover Hassan Reddick, well, guess what? We
Cool,
got a
Nolan
lot of
Smith,
guys. We got
Josh
a guy.
Sweat, whoever.
We got a Josh Sweat. We got Nolan Smith. We got whoever the hell else we got coming off the
We
left.
got an army waiting behind him.
Yeah, listen. The Eagles got 70 sacks last year. 70.
Yeah.
70. Like that.
And here's the thing.
That's
I think this year's
insanity.
defensive line might be better than last year's.
It could be. I mean, listen, replacing Hargrave is certainly
Sure.
a tall task.
Sure.
But listen, I think it is right there. Even if you want to call it a half a step down, and again, you're relying a lot on young players, which I get.
Yeah.
That could go terribly wrong. And listen, could have been just lightning in a bottle, and that is what it is. But the simple fact of the matter is, like, I mean, 70 sacks was nuts, and I still think they could get over 50, which would still probably be tops in the league. Like, getting 55 would have been just fine.
Yeah.
Would have been an amazing season, and I think they can still get to that point. And I think, again, everything that I'm hearing about Jordan Davis right now, he's coming in lean. He looks much improved. He as far as the playbook, he has a better grasp on it. There's, again, anything that's coming out about Jordan Davis recently has been very, very positive. And if that is the case, and if that really is true, and he kind of comes in and, you have just the natural ability of Jalen Carter, which I think is higher than Jordan Davis.
Well, remember last year when all the Georgia players were going through the draft process, and all anybody kept saying was, "Yeah, wait till next year when a guy that's even better than any of these guys is coming out."
Yeah.
Yeah, and guess what? We got that guy too.
We got that guy too. So I think with an improved Jordan Davis and then Jalen Carter, I think they're kind of going to be battling a little bit. You also have the veteran in Fletcher Cox, who, let's be honest, there is a possibility that Fletcher Cox could be the odd man out in the starting lineup. If Carter comes in and impresses, and Jordan Davis is what we're hearing, I mean, think about that scenario. You're literally going to start Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter in the middle, who have been playing together for a few years now in Georgia, are now in Philadelphia, and have now supplanted. Now, again, starter on the defensive line doesn't really mean as much, considering the rotation.
Sure, and they might still name Fletcher Cox starter.
Yeah,
just
for
just for pregame introductions.
Right. But again, you could theoretically have that to where, you need a breather. Oh yeah, I guess we're gonna have to put in our backup. Oh man, if only it was. Oh wait, it's Pro Bowler Fletcher Cox.
Yeah, and we call if Hassan Reddick is Destroyer of Worlds, Fletcher Cox is like Destroyer of Worlds Junior.
Yeah, he is destroyer of run games.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Good luck.
Oh, so you guys want to try to beat us the way we play and play physical and run the ball? Yeah, Fletcher
Oh,
Cox will eat your children.
oh man, it's third and short. Oh well, here's a really fresh and ready to go Fletcher Cox
Hey,
in the
Fletcher,
fourth
could you do
quarter
that thing where you destroy
everybody else,
everybody and stop them behind the line of
when
scrimmage?
everybody else is tired,
Yeah,
and your running back has ran the ball for 20 times. Fletcher Cox has been out there for 10 plays and is fresh and ready to go, and it's going to
yeah. And you're
eat your
thinking,
heart out.
oh, we've worn their defense down.
No, no,
No,
that's
you
not a
really
thing that
haven't.
happens. It's not a thing that happens to the Philadelphia Eagles defense. We don't get worn down because we have so many damn players
We
in
come
that
at
front.
you in waves for days.
Ways for days. I like that. Honestly, now I'm just getting more and more excited about it
I know.
because we literally have only been talking about the interior defensive line, and
I
you still have
know.
Graham, who just had an amazing season. You have Josh Sweat, who's just getting better and better each season.
Yeah.
You have Hassan Reddick coming off the edge, which is he's just unworldly. You have
Yeah. Have we mentioned he destroys worlds?
I think we have.
Okay.
You also have Nolan Smith, who is many of is called the steal of the draft,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that we got him at 30 when people were thinking about him in the low 10,
Yeah. People were saying the Eagles should take him at 10.
right,
We got
exactly.
him at 30.
And I know you're gonna laugh at this, but then you still also have somebody like Derek Barnett. You have somebody like Milton Williams
Sure.
who's going to be in the mix there, taking snaps. Like these are guys that
Well,
they're
look,
not
Derek
at
Barnett's
that
going from
level.
a
They're not
role
at that
there.
level, but they are competent NFL players that can easily come in, get
Derek Barnett was
snaps.
a big game performer. He's the guy who recovered Brandon Graham's fumble in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, and listen, I know we all give him shit because it's always him, and
Yeah, sure.
all his whatever. But guess what? You know what? When it comes down to the end of the day, I'd rather have somebody like that.
Yeah, when
Who
he's
I
recovering
know,
every fumble, we can say it's always him with the
yeah.
ball.
But like as a guy who's going to be like the fourth man,
Yeah.
the fourth or fifth man on the rotation, that's Derek Barnett.
Well,
Okay.
right, you're going from a position of real importance to really now a luxury position in Derek Barnett. That takes all that pressure off of him too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So listen, I could not be happier about this line.
Yeah.
I agree with you that man, if we could bring in like a vet linebacker,
Yeah.
or somebody with a little bit of skill that would kind of maybe take some pressure off of Dean, because I feel like Dean's coming in like, while he may not be, obviously he's only in his second year, but like I think talent wise, he's probably going to be the most talented on the roster, and there's got to be a lot of expectations for him. And I think if you can bring in a vet, have him be the main guy, have Dean kind of be that secondary guy to where, again, the pressure isn't there. He can learn from this guy. He can come in and he can just be Dean. And you still have Morrow, and you have a couple
And
other
that's
guys.
why, yeah, and that's why I thought that's the immediate thing that I thought of there is having a veteran presence there that can really take N'Kobe Dean under his wing, under the learning tree, much like Jason Kelsey has for Jurgens.
Under the trust tree.
Yeah.
We're all under the trust tree.
I'll tell you what, whoever it is, you can catch me if I fall, man. I'll fall backwards and you can catch me.
Oh man, but yeah, listen, I again, there's a couple of there's a couple.
Oh, it looks like we lost Ryan there for a second. Hopefully he comes right back. But yeah, the main point of what we're saying here, it's such a big deal. Like this defense is. Oh, and now I'm Ryan. Hey, there we go. Okay, now
Why? That's the second time in a row. It's the second episode in a row that's happened.
I know, that's so weird.
I don't know. But anyway, listen, if we can get, there's a lot of rumors, not a lot, but there's a few rumors out there of how we're looking into a linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for it if we can do it. We got $13-ish million, $14 million cap, plenty of room to make a move like that. I'm all for it.
And it's so funny. I still love when everybody talked about how, oh, the Eagles are going to be, they're not going to be able to bring everybody back. They're going to be hard up against the cap, and they've got to play, they got to pay Jalen Hurts. Oh, how are they going to, and so many people, and especially those idiot Cowboy fans who wanted to get on every message board and tell us how we weren't going to be able to sign them and then keep any of our players. And it's like, oh, what's that? Oh, we actually got better
Yeah,
while paying our quarterback.
listen. Yeah, the simple fact, yeah, we lost some players, and I think we did a good job of replacing them
Mm-hmm.
on a cheaper versions, cost wise. And listen, I trust Howie. I feel like he's been making the right moves over the last couple of years, and I trust his judgment at this point. So if he, again, CJ Gardner Johnson, I really liked, but
Sure.
he's not here, and he's not here for a reason. And they offered him a contract. He said no, and they went elsewhere. They came back to him, offered him another contract, and he said no. So
Well, and that's fine. I mean, he,
okay, hey, listen, that's fine.
you're free to
And
sign wherever you want.
we were never going to give Hargraves, $84 million. So
No.
we all kind of knew that was happening, and
I thought that was silly that San Francisco spent that kind of
well,
money.
and again, they, I think they're trying to follow our footsteps of building a really good line, and they have.
Sure.
They're certainly going to be a formidable opponent. They also have no quarterback.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's one thing they're missing. It's that guy. What's his name? Where's number one? Probably could have been the MVP this year. Maybe should have been the MVP.
Maybe it should have been, but you never know. But yeah. So listen,
That Hurts
they're
guy.
still going
Yeah.
to be good, for sure. But yeah, listen, I am so confident in this team right now. Even with the tough schedule, even with the
Right.
turnover of some of their defense, I think they did a great job of replacing what they needed to replace, and they got to amazing. So I'm feeling real good. Go heading into the season. I'm excited about camps. I'm excited to figure out what's going on with this line. I really want to see some of those, Georgia rookies and Georgia second-year players. I want to figure out what's going on at right guard. Want to figure out what's going on at wide receiver 3. And yeah, I'm just kind of real excited that we have our, NFC championship team back and ready to go. So I'm excited. But
Yeah. I mean, really, and like you said, and they're not small pieces that the Eagles lost, but I feel like they've been replaced with at least adequate replacements.
yeah, honestly, right
Um,
now, I think if you just look at the fact that we lost Sanders, we replaced him essentially with Swift and Penny.
yeah,
I think that's an upgrade.
absolutely. And I liked Miles Sanders probably more than anybody in our
I
whole
like Miles
family of
Sanders too.
networks.
Yeah. We lost Isaac Sayamalo, but now we can utilize Jurgens or the rookie
Hmm.
Tyler Steen. That might be a slight down, but the fact that whoever gets that job is surrounded by Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson, I think they'll be just fine.
And also Stoutland,
Oh, well, there's also
offensive
Stout
line coach,
up. So, yeah, I'm not
who
worried.
I'm pretty sure he could somehow coach. Well, maybe coach you into being almost a Pro Bowler. He could maybe even coach me into being somewhat serviceable for.
I don't know. I feel like people would just, like, I don't mean this in a mean way, but literally walk over you.
No, I'd at least like grab their ankles or something. I mean, I'd probably get called for holding, but
Yeah, you'd get a holding call every time. I mean, you could fatten me up. I'm sure. I mean, at least I'm 6'3". At least I got the height for it.
yeah,
Um, yeah, you could fatten me up. Sure, I'd probably, if a year under Stalin, I could definitely be in the XFL.
that would actually be interesting to see how we would do. We could take videos of how we would do being coached by Jeff Stoutland.
guess we'll never know.
Yeah,
But
I do
anyway,
watch football.
real quick, just wanted to mention our official sponsor here at the Football Smack Talk Show. Uh, check out the scroller down there on the bottom. Visit www.la-terrain.com. Use code PSA, Philly Sports Alliance PSA, for site-wide discounts. They have amazing watches. If you're looking for a really nice luxury watch and you're really not looking to pay luxury prices, this is absolutely the spot. Like, the dudes who design the watches are just amazing. They do it in such a way that they look amazing. I have 3 of their watches. I get compliments on them all the time. They got sunglasses. They got wristband. They got other, accessories. They got stuff for men, stuff for the ladies. Highly recommend it. So go on over to www.la-terrain, spellings down there, TOURAINE.com. Use code PSA at checkout for site-wide discounts. Also, real quick, wanted to mention everybody from Edge of Philly Sports, from Big Al to Joey to all the guys, Freddie, all the guys over there. They do amazing stuff. They've combined with TPL, and they're kind of one big unit now. So basically, all of the shows that you normally see on our Facebook, the TPL shows, all of the Edge of Philly Sports shows, that includes all of TPL. So best way to honestly to follow us is head on over to Facebook, put on the automatic notifications for Philly Sports Alliance. And then not only do you get all of our shows, you get all of the Edge of Philly Sports shows, which is all of the TPL shows. I'm actually not necessarily announcing anything just yet, but I may be joining draft coverage for the 2024 draft. So there's something in the works there.
Nice.
That should be fun. And that's the beauty of it. It's all Philly sports all the time, and we're constantly, talking, anything, post game stuff, pre game stuff. Obviously, when the Sixers were on, there was post game every night. Phillies games, there's always, they're always post game Phillies talk. So put on those automatic notifications so that way any show that goes live on our Facebook, you get automatically notified about it. You can pop right in, join the show, join the chat, be a part of everything. It's awesome. Also, make sure you follow us on YouTube. That's another big part that we're trying to grow. And while you're there, obviously, Edge of Philly Sports YouTube, check them out because all of our shows are heading over there as well. So we're sharing alike. So, and then last thing, we obviously talked about Philly Sports Strips earlier. If you haven't, go over there, phillysportstrips.com. All of the Philly or Eagles away games are up. You can check them out, see what they're all about, see who's joining. Hollis Thomas is going to be at everyone, but there's other former Eagles. 97.5 are popping into a few of them. So check it out. They have everything all laid out as far as the deal and the parties and the tailgating and what's the food going to be like and all that stuff. And where they're staying, like Tampa, they're staying in such an amazing place in Tampa. So yeah, check that out, phillysportstrips.com. Head on over, book it now. I highly recommend. We're still debating where we want to go, but probably also going to go up to New York or down to DC for the bus trip as well. So do that really quick. And then last thing I will also mention is sixpackcovers.com. Andrew, who runs Sixpack, great dude. He has his own podcast with Albert Hainsworth. They're Tennessee-based, volunteer shows down there, but they do podcasts on everything. They have, teams like us, the Philly Sports Alliance, our brother network, CEV, where they kind of bring everybody together. They're kind of more of a national thing. They also have a college network of teams at colleges from D1 to D3. just like college life, sports, stuff like that. But, they have other things besides sports, lifestyle, food, fitness, finance, travel, you name it. So head on over to sixpackcovers.com. You'll check us out over there, and then check them out because not only do they have podcasts and articles and just really cool stuff. You can kind of get lost on that website for sure. So, yeah, that is. I think that's all I have to plug. Eric, did I miss anything?
I don't think so. I mean, do we want to talk about Lenny and Susie and?
Oh yeah, we were supposed to do a podcast this past weekend at Lenny and Susie Sports Memorabilia in Pittman. There was a Pittman Craft Fair on Saturday. It got rained out. Got moved to Sunday. Unfortunately, we couldn't do Sunday. But yeah, we're probably gonna head down there in September for the next craft fair to do another podcast. But we always make our trek to Jersey for jerseys. Lenny has.
Yeah, we should plan that out. We should talk off air and plan out a Saturday we can go down there.
Yeah, Lenny has an amazing selection of not only Eagles jerseys, but Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, World Baseball Classic, some, the classic jerseys that, people like. And if he doesn't have it, he can get it. So that's the beauty
and
of it.
that's the one part I know I love.
He has been instrumental building my jersey collection as I go from now 0 to 99. So yeah, that was what I was going to do. I was going to order the Swift jersey, just
nice.
0 out of the way. I just got Corral Buckhalter. I finally found one that was decently priced on eBay. So that's done. I now have 1 through 32 all covered. Obviously, there's not really a 33.
No.
So yeah, as I would have probably ordered my Swift jersey. I probably would have ordered some random other one that I've been wanting to get. That's maybe a little harder to find. So
I'm on DHgate. I have 2 jerseys in my cart right now.
Waiting to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still debating on 69 whether just to get Landon Nickerson or to get John Runyon. I may end up getting both in the long run, but
yeah, that's always the right answer.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so I feel like I have probably one of those Dickerson jerseys in my DHgate cart as well.
Nice.
And then honestly, there's not a lot of current Eagles right now outside of maybe who just got added that I don't have.
Right.
It's a little harder to go that route for me. So it's got to be a lot of like, if I'm going old school, it's got to be like random eBay finds or like Facebook marketplace finds, random. Or I gotta go through Lenny and Susie. If you're looking to get some jerseys, reach out to one of us. We can hook you up with Len, and you can literally just order right through him, and he can get them.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I can't say enough good things about him. That every experience.
Oh, and he's just he's just a nice friggin' dude ever. Yeah. It really is, and he'll do whatever he's got to do to get what you want. So, but yeah, so that's all of our plugs for right now. I feel like we just have a growing list. But yeah,
we really do.
We really do. But yeah, thank you everybody who popped in, and we always do appreciate the love, the support, the likes, the follows, the shares. Please make sure you pop in throughout all of our social medias. Any chance you can do to like it, follow it, share it, review it, rate it, whatever. All those little things that take you about 3 seconds to do mean the world to us. So yeah. we appreciate those who take the time. And again, I get it. It's it's not something that you think about, but we does have an
What
impact.
we do, and we really appreciate it.
We
Yeah.
really do. So thank you very much. Again, if you know somebody who's a Birds fan, share it with them. Throw it, share it in their Facebook Messenger. Say, hey, check these guys out. Whatever, yada yada yada. Anything else. So thank you. Appreciate it. We will see you guys next week. Later tonight, there is a Birds of the Roundtable at 8:30. So we'll be discussing a few different topics coming up. We're definitely going to be talking about the wide receiver 3. We're going to definitely be talking about some of the Eagles linebacker rumors. We got a couple of ideas floating that we'll be talking about. So check us out right here at 8:30 on Philly Sports Alliance, Facebook, YouTube, at Philly Sports Facebook, YouTube as well. So check us out at 8:30 tonight. Tomorrow, the Philly broadcast, hopefully at 7. Wednesday, the TLC podcast with Eric and Mike. And then throughout the week, other TLC or TPL and Edge of Philly sports shows about your Phillies and other Philly sports. So, yeah.
And actually, stay tuned. We may have a special announcement on the TLC podcast regarding maybe some watchathons or watch-alongs. Excuse me, not watchathons. That would be way too much. I feel like a watchathon would be like, a watch-along.
Watch-along.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna have this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, is a huge weekend for pro wrestling.
Okay.
And the lots going on, and we could be having a watch along in one of the events. I know there's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Live show during. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's. I don't know why, but I don't like that watch along. I think there's another term, maybe.
I mean, it's not my term. Somebody else came up with it.
Well, I didn't say you came up with it.
Okay.
But yeah, well, that's good. Then tune in on Wednesday for that live update.
All right.
All right. Well, that's it for us. We appreciate everybody listening and chiming in. Sorry we didn't really get too many comments, but we'll see you guys next week on the next episode of the Football. So we're coming up to 300 episodes, by the way, just of this show, which is crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
So, but we'll see you guys next week. I'll see you in about an hour and 15 minutes. And throughout the rest of the week, check us out, Philly Sports Alliance. So, I guess that's it. So, for the Football Smack Talk show. Oh, wait, Eric, do you got anything to add?
No.
Good. Yeah. Almost missed that one. So, for the Football Smack Talk show, I am your host, Ryan.
And I'm Eric. Happy football, everybody. Only 108 days to go.
Oh, snap. Next time we do a show, we'll be right there, almost at 100.
Yeah.
There we go. Well,
in 2 weeks we'll be under 100, and maybe I'll just have to give a little, a number assignment, when it's like, oh, we're only Reggie White 92 days away, There you go. Yeah. All right, folks. Well, we'll see you guys next week. We'll see you throughout the week on the other shows on the Philly Sports Alliance. Have a good night, everybody. Go Birds. Go Birds.